All right, and with Ryan Porth, Program Director at 102.5, John Hynes introduced as the new Predators coach today. I guess your first overall impressions of his press conference.
Well, John Hynes obviously wants to come in and make this as seamless of a transition as possible. A new situation for the Nashville Predators and John Hynes, kind of jumping a moving train here. Just a few games before the All-Star break and the bye week, so he doesn't have a lot of time or even practice time to instill some of the systematic things that he wants to put in with this team, but obviously very excited and humble about this opportunity. Yeah. Said that there's not a lot of these opportunities in the National Hockey League, and he was fired just over a month ago up in New Jersey. But, you know, bringing a more of an attacking style, I don't know how much different it's really going to be from Peter Laviolette, but GM David Poile was very vocal today about the players needing to step up and putting the onus on them and saying, look, you know, there's a lot of great players on this team that aren't performing to their capabilities, and it's time for that to happen.
Yeah, he was pretty direct, and that's the way he'll be with the Predators. He was only out of a job for an entire month. You make the joke, this guy won't be out of a job long. He was only out of a job a month. What makes him such a hot commodity compared to the guys the Predators could have went after?
Well, you heard GM David Poile say that John Hynes, in his mind, is one of the best young coaches that was at least available out there at this point in the season, and that he's on the rise. And John Hynes, I know he didn't have a lot of success wins and losses wise in New Jersey, but I think if you look at the roster that New Jersey had in his tenure there versus the roster that he's going to have here in Nashville, it's apples and oranges. He did not have the level of either star power or at least depth of talent that he's going to have here with the Predators. The Devils were more in a rebuild phase of their franchise when he was the head coach. He's coming to a team that is in win-now mode. And who knows how it's going to work out wins and losses wise with this team, but I think everybody has to give John a fair shake and a fair opportunity to succeed here. You see,
how long is that? Well, he said it would be a slow process when I asked him, because you got the break coming up, 6 games before the break. It can be a good time.
Well, and there's also urgency with it being the midway point in the season. Sunday was the 41st game of the season. Yeah. But you do have to give it a little bit of time, but time is kind of running out on this season.
Coach, there's some urgency there.
Exactly. You're 4 points out of a playoff spot, so you do want to see urgency starting tonight against the Boston Bruins.
What can we expect on 102.5 the game throughout the afternoon? I'm sure you're going to be a busy man, of course.
Absolutely. Well, a whole lot of coverage about this, and obviously Titans-Ravens. There's a pretty big football game coming up this weekend, but Jared and the GM starting at 2 o'clock, and then our official pregame show starting at 6 o'clock. All the action starting at 7 with Pete Weber and Hal Gill with the puck drop against the Bruins shortly thereafter. Talking a whole lot of John Hynes, Nashville Predators, and reaction to what David Poile and John Hynes had to say today.
Yeah, plenty to talk about it, not to mention the Predators, who have a new coach today, are going up against the Boston Bruins, who are pretty good in the NHL this year.
Good, for sure.